We'll go next to Damon Martin with MMA Weekly.
Yeah, first question is for Anderson. You know, Anderson, obviously this stuff with Chael has, been very personal over the last couple of years, but for you personally, where does this fight rank in your legacy of the sport?
Eu sei que essa luta contra o Chael afetou você muito pessoalmente, mas na tua vida e na tua carreira como lutador, aonde essa luta cai no ranking da tua vida?
Ele não me afetou pessoalmente. Não tem, essa parada é totalmente profissional. Só que eu vou quebrar ele de porrada. Não tem essa. Ele vai aprender a respeitar os lutadores brasileiros, vai aprender a respeitar o país que ele respeitou, ele vai aprender a respeitar os caras que levaram o esporte aonde ele pratica hoje, os caras que criaram o esporte que ele pratica hoje, que é o MMA, e não tem essa parada de wrestling, não tem esse negócio. Ele vai dar o melhor dele, não vai adiantar, eu vou bater nele, eu vou quebrar ele inteiro. Esse cara é um marginal, é um vagabundo sem vergonha, é um marginal, e ele vai apanhar como ele nunca apanhou. Eu vou bater nele porque a mãe dele nunca bateu nele, nunca educou ele. Então eu vou bater nele, eu vou quebrar os dentes da boca dele, eu vou quebrar os braços dele, eu vou quebrar as pernas dele. Esse cara nunca mais vai falar uma merda de nenhum lutador. Eu vou quebrar ele inteiro, eu vou quebrar. Vocês não estão entendendo o que vai acontecer. Vocês não estão entendendo. Acabou a brincadeira. Não tem brincadeira. Ele vai apanhar muito, não tem brincadeira, acabou o papo, acabou a brincadeira, e pode falar o que ele quiser, mas só que agora acabou, agora é porrada. Ele nunca tomou porrada na vida dele, ele vai tomar muita porrada.
He didn't affect me personally, but I'm just going to make him pay and make him eat everything that he said, not only about myself, but about our country, about everything. I'm going to make him pay and make sure that he never disrespects any Brazilian, any fighter, not only Brazilian, any fighter. I'm going to beat him, maybe the way his parents should have beat him to teach him some manners, because he's disrespectful, he's a criminal, and I'm going to beat him up like he's never been beat before. The game's over. He could say whatever he wants, but I'm not playing anymore. He's going to get beat like he's never been beaten before.
We saw, Anderson, in the documentary Like Water that you did, we saw obviously a lot different build up to the last fight. What's the biggest difference in your mindset now versus, let's say, when you were doing that documentary leading into that fight?
Ele assistiu o filme Like Water e ele viu que chegando nessa luta com a atitude diferente. O que é a maior diferença dessa vez lutando com ele em comparação com a primeira?
Não vai ter muita diferença. A última vez ele lutou comigo e perdeu. Dessa vez ele vai perder e vai sair todo quebrado. Ele vai precisar fazer uma plástica.
There's going to be no difference in the end. The first time we fought, he stepped out the loser, and he's going to step out losing again this time. The only difference is that this time he's going to have to go see a plastic surgeon after the fight.
And one question for Dana. Dana, obviously Anderson's pretty fired up today. You've been a part of the UFC for so many years. Would you say this is the most heated rivalry you've ever seen in UFC history?
Yep. I've there's been some bad ones. You had Rampage and Rashad and things like that. But I think what makes this one so crazy is I've promoted every Anderson Silva fight since he's been in the UFC, and I've never heard him talk even remotely close like this. He usually doesn't say anything negative, disrespectful. I've never heard Anderson Silva talk like this.
Thanks very much, guys.
We'll go next to Franklin McNeil with ESPN.
My question is for Anderson. Anderson, obviously, everyone's talking about the fire that you're exhibiting in this rematch, and I want to know, is part of your response does it have to do with the attitude in Brazil? Some of the comments that Chael has made about your home country, and is pride a part of what you're feeling right now?
Anderson, em todas as lutas tuas, eu nunca vi você com tanta raiva como você está dessa vez. Essa raiva é por causa que ele falou do Brasil? Por que tem tanta raiva dessa vez? Hello?
Hello?
Anderson? We might have lost him.
It appears his line has dropped. We will redial.
Okay.
That's all right. We're getting close. I don't think there's too much more Anderson Silva could say than he's already said. If you guys have some questions for Chael or for Tito or Forrest, I honestly don't know what else Anderson Silva could possibly say.
Yeah, I don't think Anderson's going to say this is it. Anderson's already repeated various times what he's going to do. And
I think it's pretty clear how he feels and what he wants to do and what's going to happen. So, anybody have any questions for Chael or Tito or Forrest?
We'll go next to Steven Maraca with MMAJunkie.com.
Well, Chael, I guess my question for you is, how do you feel about what Anderson has been saying during this call? I mean, the timing of it, and obviously the fire behind it. What's your impression of the call today? Hello?
All right. It looks like we're going to have to wrap this thing up. I guess that's it. Guys, got anything for Tito or Forrest?
We'll go next to Camila Ortiz with El Octagono.
Hello, can you guys hear me? Dana, first of all, thanks for having us this conference call. I wanted to say the support that you've been getting, the UFC has been getting in Brazil is always amazing. But would you say that this fight card and all the fan expo will be bigger than the events that have been in Brazil?
I think this is going to be. I think this is going to be the biggest sporting event of the year. Definitely the biggest fight of the year for us, and one of the biggest sporting events of the year. I think, yeah, it's a big week. It's a big weekend with the expo and with this huge fight. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I'm looking very forward to it.
And I was going to ask Chael Sonnen a question, but I'll ask you. He said that fans in the U.S. aren't that loyal. They seem to jump on fan wagons. Would you agree to that, or would you say that it's just a thing depending on the flow of the fighters, depending whether they're coming off a win or a lose?
Yeah, I think it depends. It's unfortunate that these guys are involved in a sport where you're as good as your last fight. You know what I mean? You look at the Clay Guida thing that happened the other night. For 2 days, people were cheering and chanting Clay Guida. When he gets in the fight, starts fighting the way that he fought, and by the third round, they turned on him and were cheering for Maynard. It's the nature of this business.
And I have one last question for. I guess this could go for Tito and for Forrest. Do you guys feel that the main event fight has taken focus away from the fact that this is a retirement fight? That you guys are huge names in the sport as well.
No, not at all. Dana's doing his job. This is about the UFC. My job is to fight. And on July 7th, I'll fight. And I'm going to fight with my heart, I'm going to fight with my soul, and I'm going to get my hand raised.
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys taking time to answer my questions, and we're definitely looking forward to this card, and the Fan Expo will be there in Vegas supporting you guys.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
We'll go next.
All right, guys, that's it. I'm going to wrap this thing up. We appreciate you guys calling in and taking the time. Thank you very much, and we'll see you on the 7th.